welcome to another episode of the Enoch generation, a generation that walks with God. So in our previous episode, we had Lawrence with us and he shared his experience and his walk with God and how he was supernaturally provided by the Lord and God took him in his journey and he was talking to us up to him finishing school. So we have Lawrence with us in the studios today and he will continue his journey with us. So yes, Lawrence, it was very interesting to listen to how the Lord had supernaturally led you and how you were able to complete your schooling. Now from there, how do you take off and what did God do in your journey from there?
Yeah, as I was saying, I was enrolled in for 11th and the entire journey, 11th and 12th, those 2 years were really different compared to what kind of schooling, what schooling was before. Because I would never, talk to anyone, I could never, answer anything in the class. I would be lost in the crowd.
Okay.
No one noticed me like anything at all.
So your Bible college was literally a training ground for you.
A training ground. The 9 months were like really good. So when 11th and 12th came, it was different. I don't know if it's something I did or whatever it is. I felt like people spoke to me more. I had friends. I had good friends. And I was able to teach them more about everything, not literally, sit them and teach them Bible verses something. For example, in 11th and 12th, in those times, guys were, drinking, smoking, everything. And funnily, most of my friends were doing the same thing. I used to hang out with them all the time, every time I always with them, especially in 12th. And, they used to offer me, you want to take a puff, you want to, take a sip. And for some reason, I've never felt like, I should even try it. See, most guys, I ask them, why do you do it? They say, I don't know, I want to try it. I started and now I cannot stop. I really thank God, even till this day, I've never had that, feeling or craving for it. Or craving more than, what is it? Let me try. Never had it. And this thing really, moved them in the sense.
They found something different.
I was like, how can you not try it? No, everyone is doing, why don't you? I'm like, I don't want to. I said, I don't feel like doing it. It's not that, holy, no, I never told them. I want to try it. Because I don't want to. It's like how you don't do certain things or eat certain things. That is why they always, stuck with me. No matter what, okay, let's call Lawrence. Okay, we're going, okay, let's call him.
So although they used to sit around you and, drink and things like that?
All sorts of things.
It didn't affect you one bit?
It never affected me. I was never attracted.
Okay.
Attracted to it, and that is what it is. So people knew it.
So nobody blamed you for being with this crowd?
Of course, people did. They know people. that is the way of the world, right? That's how people see it. Even I would do the same thing if I see someone hanging out with my friends hanging out with other people. But yeah, they were my friends. Okay, I knew them. I knew that they had another side of.
So you were more like Jesus because the people he hung out with were also.
I don't think I was even closer to Jesus. I don't think I'm even tiny bit closer to Jesus.
You are.
Maybe I will be, but not yet.
You still are. You're on your journey.
Yeah.
You have a long way to go.
Yeah, that.
But where were you staying during the 11th and the 12th?
During the first initial time.
Because as far as you were in the Bible college, you had a place.
This timeline is kind of really jumbled up, kind of confusing because I kept moving from places to places and places.
Okay. But you had people who were accommodating you now and then.
A lot of people were. I told you, right? A lot of people have contributed in my life, even though.
So it was never like you never had a place to go.
No, I get it.
I mean, you didn't have a place. It was never like. You were on the streets without a place.
It was not exactly. It was never the play like that. I go to this church called the Father's House, and I was there in the media room, for certain ones. And then there's another brother called Kiran, okay, and I was just sticking here and there with him, and he introduced me to your family, and what you were doing, the ministry you were doing back then. And yeah, till my 12th, I kind of stayed there, and that's how it was. It was never. It was never one place. At the same time, it was
never one person.
Never one person. It was never the streets.
Wow.
And that too, I'm telling you, it's not that I was stayed in a really small room. I was eating only one meal per day. It was never that case. And to be very honest, I'm always that cash. Even back then, for me, a guy like me, to have $100 or $200 every day in my pocket was a big thing.
Yes.
And I had 3 meals every day. I had good meals. It's not that I was
half a
half
stomach
empty.
or something like
Nothing
that.
like that. I'm like, I'm fasting. No such thing. I never fasted. So it was always plenty and it was always good.
Oh, so you were in the perfect kingdom of God,
Yeah.
where God is your supplier and He made sure that that royalty is your portion. So you didn't have to eat half meals.
But to be
and you
honest, I was never worried. I think that's the main key.
You were never worried.
Worried about, or even thought about like what I'm going to eat. Remember the verse that says like, don't worry about what you eat. I think I was doing it, without even knowing it. I'm like, what will I have tonight? Do I have money? I never thought about it. Somehow it just happened.
Wow, that's
Just
awesome.
happened, right? And okay, it comes. Okay, don't jinx it. Don't try to do anything to it. Just keep happening.
So God was constantly supplying you with everything that you needed.
You were always there. So the thing is, in my 12th, what happened was, till my final exams, I was actually performing really well. I was really good, and teachers were so sure that okay, I'll be getting 2 centums in 2 subjects and all these things. But something happened during the 2-3 months before the exam. I became too I wouldn't say lazy, like I became too careless, lethargic. I'm like, okay, it's already half yearly, and I kind of finished my portions. I know everything, so let me take just chill out. Okay, these guys will bunk. Okay, they'll say, okay, this is the last month of school. Okay, let me bunk. Okay, bunk in sense like let's not go to class. Let's be in the canteen. Let's not go here. Let's not go to class. Let's be chill. So I think that is one of the messes I made. Okay, because of that, it reflected on my grades. Yeah, you won't believe I was getting centum like above 190 in all my most papers just before my annual exam. The annual exam, I got 188, and that was a big hit, and I realized how stupid I was. And the thing is, ever since starting at 11, I knew which college I wanted to study. Madras Christian College, MCC. I knew. I don't have any options. I was like so sure I need to get into it. Because it had music, I've seen it, I've seen the pictures and everything, and like that's where I want to be.
So that was your dream college.
That was my dream college. Yeah, after post my annual exams, and that time getting BCom in the Madras Christian College like too difficult. Like impossible to say because it was a very tough spot.
That's always in demand.
Always in demand. And after the college started, it's been I think almost a month since the college has started, yeah? And I'm still having an application I've applied and no one is calling me back. I still don't know how I'm going to pay the fees. Okay, that's a different story. So I'm like waiting, and you won't believe some reason God she appeared in another way. So one of my church mates, okay, his name is Ramesh. He helped me a lot. Getting into college and sorting out everything. He was literally there. I'm like, I'll call him and like, okay, let me get you. Okay, because I know how impossible the task is.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. And imagine the college has started, okay? And you hear all your friends are going to college and they ask you which college, and you're like, I'm sitting right here at home. I'm just here. Like, what are you going to do? Things they'll suggest, right? Why don't you apply for another college? For some reason, I know I'm not going to do it. People are asking me already, spent 1 year in Bible college. You are going to waste another year. I don't know how it happened actually. Seriously, that 1 week I still can't recall. Even if I think, I don't know what happened. I was sitting. I used to go to college back and forth for application. One fine day, you got it placed. You come from tomorrow. I'm like, wow. Okay, about the fees, what will I do? I'm like, of course, my church played a huge role in that place. They paid my first semester fees. Wow, it just happened, okay. I got the application, I went, they said like, yeah, this is the money, go pay it. And then I went to the college, paid the money, got everything. They said, they gave my ID card and you can come. It happened, not even 1 week, it happened in 3-4 days.
Awesome. That's the God we serve.
Yeah.
So your walk has been an absolute supernatural walk where God brought in the perfect kingdom connections at the perfect timing and did everything so perfectly. I mean, when I listen to your story, it's like, God orchestrating everything, so perfectly, and it's moving from one, phase to another. I can really see the flow as you're speaking. It's beautiful. And it's so nice that you didn't have any doubts, any questions, nothing in your mind.
Yeah.
So that was the grand entrance into Madras Christian College.
Those 3 years were really good because I had my set of messes and all these things here and there. But those 3 years were really good, and I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of friends. My music career literally went up a notch.
Okay. And regarding your fees, now for the first semester your fees was already paid up, but what about the rest of the semester?
Church SUCHARITA.
Okay, so they paid all your semester fees.
All college fees didn't take my church. Every time there's a fees something like that, I don't know how is this. Because his father was working in the college.
Okay.
So he knew when the fees due was. I was like, okay, so he was doing a big support.
That's wonderful. It's so lovely children of God who come there and see at the right time. And
see, the thing is, you see,
it's amazing.
It wasn't like, auntie who helped me in 11th and 12th. She was there for a period of time. After that, now it's a period.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
But it's beautiful. No? But weren't you even a little bit worried, okay, now 12th is done now, who's going to pay my fees or anything like that?
I wouldn't say, see, I think back then I wasn't, worried, or I didn't have much knowledge about consequences. I think maybe that gave me the kind of confidence, or
you just left it in the hands of the God, let him do what
back then
he
I
wants
was
to do.
Back then I was like so, I really wish I could be that kind of person. Back then I would like every time when someone comes in, I would like, okay, God did this, so he will do this. He did this, let him do this.
So everything that God did was recorded so much into you that you knew that the same God would help you, help you in your journey through. That's awesome, because most of the time we see miracles happening, we see the supernatural operating, everything, but when we are faced with the next problem, we are mostly like the Israelites, complaining, saying, what is this, Lord? Why did you bring me to this? And we don't think of what God did in the past. So it's been beautiful that you always remember what God did for you, and so that steered you to move on.
Kind of gives you hope, It's not like you're completely in the dark. Like, even though you're not 100% confident, it's like, if it does happen. In my church, especially, I've learned a lot. Like, even saying, like, more than the verses and all these things, I've learned a lot of values. Like, simple things, how you can actually come up by hard work, and like actually how you need to do certain things, and certain set of values. A lot of values I learned from the church.
Okay.
That really helped me to differentiate and analyze and sort things. Okay, this is this is that. So in that way, the church has been.
So they backed you up quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
To mold you.
Not just physically, yeah, exactly. Mentally, like also my thought process, everything.
So they've been mentoring you throughout. So all those 3 years you were literally mentored by the church.
Exactly. And even then mentoring, like it's not that one day was always that. No, it was always certain different people.
Okay, different points of time. Okay. So whenever you were faced with something, you had somebody to push you through and things like that. So that's awesome.
Not just faced, like even day-to-day life. When you're with them, if you're if you're hanging out with someone, you will watch them, you'll observe them. It doesn't have to, people have to sit and teach you certain things.
The only thing I wanted to know was, you would see all your friends with their parents and things like that, whether it was school or college, and at any point of time did you feel,
actually, people have asked me the question, but thinking about it, I haven't actually.
Wow.
I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know if it's like, I'm so used to this right now. So, yeah, maybe in my initial days it was kind of difficult. But right now it's not a big deal. I know I have to make my meal. I know I have to do this. I have to do my own things.
I'm not asking you about right now, but I'm asking you about when you were in school, when you were in college.
No, I don't think so. I can't do it.
You really don't. See, because you will have programs in school and all
I get it.
Yeah,
even my roommates and all, they used to just be on call with their parents.
That never affected you one bit. So the Lord has been your father, your mother, your everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, because I think this is a great blessing which God had given you.
Yeah, but
because if you were going to miss them so much, then it would have affected your life.
But I'm actually happy I haven't be very honest, I'm lucky that I haven't worked
You're
for
blessed.
it. No, I'm blessed actually. I'm blessed.
Blessed beyond measure.
Blessed beyond because I haven't focused. Okay, I shouldn't feel bad. God is here. I have never done certain set of formulas. I didn't feel it. Just happened.
That's wonderful. So anyway, viewers, you've been listening to Lawrence's journey about how he managed to finish his college and the move of God in his life and the messes he got into and how God was so faithful to bring him out of that. People who mentored him, people who were with him and who literally pushed him into his destiny. And although he didn't have parents around him, God was always with him. So I think this is really uplifting a person like me who's questioning him right now, because in our journey, whoever is there with us or whoever is not there, if the Lord is there with us, I think we have everything. So Lawrence will continue his journey with us in the next episode. Till then, a big God bless.
O